You already know what it is, man. We back one more time for you. Carolina Sports Talk. It's your boy, Big Cliff. You already know. How about them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, huh? Y'all try to play that man Tom Brady like he wasn't the GOAT. That man said he here for it, bro. He the GOAT. Greatest ever. But if he the greatest ever on a football field, I'm trying to be the greatest ever to touch a microphone. Once again, it's your boy, Big Cliff. Carolina Sports Talk. Hit us up. Cliff at carolinasportstalk.net. That's the email. If you got something that we need to be talking about, that you want to talk about, anything, holla at me. Cliff at carolinasportstalk.net. But tonight, I got some folks with me. I'm not dolo this evening. I got my family with me. You feel me? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, chickens, cats, and dogs of all ages, Carolina Sports Talk is proud to present to you the eighth wonder of the world. Y'all put your hands together for Mr. Jason, the Carolina King. Jay, holla at the people, baby.
What's going on, everybody? I go by quite a few names. Hulk 721, the Frozen Panther, the Lyrical Laker, Carolina King, all of that, man. What's up, everybody? How y'all boy feeling tonight?
Man, they're good, baby. We out here. Glad to have you with your boy on the show, family. Another gentleman by the way of from New York to all the way down to Charleston, all the way back to Charlotte, North Carolina. DJ High Star Bars. Make some noise for him, people. Talk to him, baby.
Appreciate the round of applause. You know what I mean? I know the Carolina King wanted that. But anyways, it's your man, DJ High Star, you know what I'm saying? Also known as, or been known to be known as, your man Bomb Trady.
What else?
Shout out. Wax Press Guy.
All right. We out here.
Waiting on the what else? I'm waiting on the what else.
What else?
Kent Hazemore.
What else?
LeBron Flames.
They not ready for you, baby. We excited today,
Come on,
man.
with another what else?
Oh, you got another one. What else?
Come on, bro. Coach Tom Coughlin. Hit me with a what else, man?
What else?
What else?
Coach Dabo Sweeney. You know what I'm saying?
They're not ready for no more, bro. Listen.
We're gonna rehearse that so y'all know how many I got. You know, that's a couple of my aliases.
Applause next time too. Wow.
You got your applause? You got your applause. It just was a little bit shorter than.
Crickets.
Nah, you got your applause. When you listen back to the show, you'll hear it, bro. It just wasn't a fade out. We're a new show. We're getting used to our technical assistances and all of that good stuff. So, but again, we are back. This is our Super Bowl recap show. I had to get my family with me out here because it's a lot to digest with that game. Man, oh man. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won Super Bowl 55. Mr. Tom Brady, Mr. 10 Super Bowls and 7 wins. Mr. Greatest of all time. Now, I know we got some fellas on here who have their feelings about it, but we'll start with you, Jay Lee. Go ahead and give me your recap and give me your...
real quick, though. Nobody matched it up. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay.
Oh, they own it. Listen, I've heard of Tampa Bay. I've heard of Champion Bay. They've anything you could think of, they got it. They trying to make that money off it, man. Put it on a T-shirt. Yeah, TB12. Championship 10, yeah, the whole 9. But we're gonna go ahead and get in. Carolina King, dropping with your recaps. What were your major thoughts and pullaways from the game, man?
I'll be honest with you, man. Y'all fellas, I respect y'all. Y'all legit sport fans too. Don't judge me. I turned away at the end of the game.
And why is that?
And you know what? I'll be honest. I'm typically not the guy that's like, yo, I'm done with this. It's a blowout, whatever. But I just was tired of seeing Tom Brady, man, just overcome everything, man. It's like, this dude is like Captain America. I'm sick of it, man. Like, all right, we get the point, dog. You the best. Please retire. It's not going to happen now, though. This dude's going to be here for like 4 more years. I just got tired of it, man.
Yeah, I don't see him going out no time soon, especially now when he seemed like he's got more left in the tank, man. As I was looking at the rosters that he had, man, everybody that scored last night on that game, was a new addition to the squad, man. This man said, yo, I'm coming in, go ahead and bring some free agents with me. And we're going to go ahead and do the thing. Mr. Antonio Brown, Mr. Gronkowski catching 2 of them things. Tom Brady said, "Yeah, I'm coming down here, and we gonna stay." Even when the announcer was giving him the trophy and was like, "Yo, so are you coming back?" He was like, "Bro, you already know I'm coming back. What are you telling me right now? What are you asking me?" Yo, so High Star, what are your takeaways from the game, man? What you think about it?
Yeah, got me a couple dollars, little lunch money,
Little change.
Yeah, a quiet type. You know what I mean? That type of jingle jangle. But when I made that decision though, my main thing in my head was like at the end of the game, I didn't want to say to myself, "Damn, why'd you bet against Brady?"
Right.
And if it was one game, if it was one person that I trusted to manage one game, and this is the game, there's a lot of stuff that other people have been echoing, but this is the game that they picked up Gronkowski for. You notice all during the year, using him block heavy. We're not going to put him out there in the field, put him at a high risk for injury or anything like that. We're going to mainly, preserve him for the postseason. Then the Aaron Rodgers game came, or the Packers game, and they turned up and used him a couple times. But yeah, again, this experience with AB, with Ndamukong, with Jason Pierre-Paul, with all of that experience that they had, to win one game, the playoff experience just outweighed Kansas City's playoff. Not to mention if you made your bets, you made your guesses 2 weeks ago and stuff, all of this other stuff wouldn't have came into play as far as like Andy Reid's son or offensive line issues and things like that. But when you take all of that into totality, man, it was kind of lined up for Tampa Bay to execute. Like I said, you can't underestimate the playoff experience.
Big facts. And as you talk about the offensive line and even the playoff experience, I had an itching feeling from the word go of how this one was going to work out in behalf of the Kansas City Chiefs. When I first heard that their linemen were down, I was like, well, they got some good linemen. They got all pros everywhere up and down. They'll be able to shuffle the line until I heard who they had starting at left tackle. Who they had starting at the left tackle position, Mr. Mike Remmers. So as a Carolina Panthers fan, my Panthers in Super Bowl 50 had Cam running for his life the majority of the game. Kind of similar to how your boy Mahomes was out there last night. The stats and reports showed that he, when dropped back to pass, rushed for 497 yards for every drop back and sack that he took last night. That means almost 500 yards worth of running for his life last night.
Away from the defense and away from the rush.
Exactly. Now here's the big takeaway for me for that. In Super Bowl 50, the same guy that started at left tackle that had Cam running for his life was Mr. Mike Remmers. Last night, the guy who had Mahomes running for his life was Mr. Mike Remmers. Now, the majority of the season, Mike's been playing on the offensive guard position, both left and right, which honestly is a more natural position for him. He's got some quickness to him, but he doesn't have that size and length. And even though that inside guard quickness is there, it ain't nearly where it need to be left tackle quickness. They were rushing him like he was like trying to eat the last brownie for dessert, and there were some fat kids coming through. You know what I'm talking about? And so like there was no way that Mahomes was going to be able to be statuesque or even be a resemblance of himself, even though he made some amazing plays. My dude was horizontal to the ground, falling down, threw the ball 30 yards in the end zone, and it hits the receiver in the face. Boy, yeah. Mahomes is a bad boy, and I know, you know what I'm saying, he took the L last night, but we got to put that on the offensive line, and if they're able to shore that up and get some good backups, they're going to be right back there. What you got to say on that?
That's so difficult, like, for me to just deal with. If it was like a fair, game as far as like both teams are healthy, and it's a war of attrition, so it's like you're gonna lose guys every year. You just hope not to lose, impactful pieces. But I feel like, with him being in the condition or the team being in the condition that they were in, we didn't get to really see Patrick Mahomes at his best.
Right.
And it frustrated me because it's like, for this to call it what you will, this is supposed to be the either I'm still the top dog or the passing of the torch game. from the quote unquote GOAT, which I don't really think can be argued anymore, to the new generation's best talent. And we didn't really get a chance to see that. It's like they had to take the L. I'm not a fan of either teams. I'm not making excuses, but it's just frustrating that we really did not get to see them at their best, because that would have really been a shootout between two of the top arms in the league. But we didn't really get to see that yesterday. So it's like whatever,
let's
man.
Let's go back to 50 for a second.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Think about drawing the parallels between the two games. All right. Young MVP quarterback up against
a legend
quarterback, right, in his prime. I mean, not in his prime, past his prime, in his veteran years, with another team having to prove something to the league. True. You know what I'm saying? And was carried by what? The defense.
Now,
defense smacked Cam up during 50.
Yeah.
But Brady did more, though. You're right.
And I was just getting ready to say, although there are some similarities there, the differences are that at that point, there was no way your boy Manning was going to be able to play another year. Tom Brady looked like he can sustain where he at for another 3 to 4 years, bro. Like, there was a large portion of my life, like the entire time this cat was in New England, where I did not like Tom Brady. I didn't like him. I felt like they cheated us in the 2003 Super Bowl, and I was like, yo, I don't like this dude. I don't like them. And then instantly he leaves New England, and it's like, I guess I kind of don't hate him as much. I kind of put him on the equivalent line as a Tar Heel fan of Coach K. I don't like them, but you got to respect them because they are winners. They're legendary in what they do, and nobody can take away their success from them. But I see where the parallels are there. They're similar. I definitely know that egg was the same, man. Whole time I was watching the game, I was like, I have seen this game before.
You know what I mean? And might have gone by. That might have went behind me. Also putting bread up behind Tom Brady, in the Bucks.
All right, Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, yeah, Bomb, you was right, because I mean, for real, I didn't even think about it. I remember we were talking about Cliff, we was talking about yesterday, the parallels in between it. But Bob just hit me with one I didn't even think about, that was the changing of the guard game. And also, I was saying both games, too, with the parallels, there were a lot of questionable calls, man. I'm not going to make any type of things where I'm like, all right, well, you know what, man, the game was in the hand of the judges. But early on, it's like, dog, this is championship football. You got to let these guys play, man. Like, you can't call everything or at least be consistent with both teams. And I just felt like, it was another classic example of Tom Brady kind of getting them calls because it's like, no, this is a better story for him to win. But
yeah, I can see it both sides. But let me ask you a question before we move on to the next subject. And this one's for both of you guys. Just a yes or no. Will Tom Brady win another Super Bowl? Carolina King, what'd you say?
Okay, well, I'll say this.
Nigga said it's a yes or no question.
Whole time, yes or no?
You did say that. All right, you know what?
Yes or no?
I'm gonna say no. I'll say no.
Okay. High Star, what'd you say, bro?
No.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Not only am I going to say yes, Super Bowl 56 will feature a rematch of the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will lose the game. I know it's a way too early prediction, but they will lose the game to Kansas City, a healthy Kansas City with something deep on the inside, motivated to go ahead and avenge that loss from last night. But
so what is your question? Go ahead. Finish off.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
So was your question, will he get to another Super Bowl or win another Super Bowl?
Win. And I still say yes. Because I think he'll lose next year. And then we might have another Cavs Warriors on our hands, man. Because realistically, even with all of the moves, now I know Deshaun Watson and where he lands is going to make a difference. I definitely want to see Carolina make some noise. I could see the Raiders making a little bit of noise next year, man. But I would not be surprised if we have 2, maybe 3 more iterations of last night's game, but definitely in a much better version. So we'll check it out.
I mean, there might be some blockbuster trades though, because I mean, if you're looking at what's going on right now, you got a lot of teams that don't like the fact think about if you're a GM or head coach of another team, and Tom Brady just moves. You know, you know what you're dealing with, but he moves from New England all the way down there in the first year. Of course, with the talent they surrounded him with too, but he takes him straight to the Super Bowl. You looking at your job like I got to do things differently now. So I'm looking at it like hopefully they're smart. Like how he was saying Carolina, and these people are now starting to look at what it's going to take to survive and thrive at this level now, and they're building teams differently. But I think what we're seeing right now is going to help change things coming up this year. You're going to see a lot more piecing teams together because people are starting to see if they don't, there's going to be that dynasty that you're speaking of. So they're like, we're going to have to do something to counteract that, or else Tom Brady about to be running the South now. So they got to do something, man.
Yeah.
This might be a midpoint for me, but the Adderall is kicking in, huh? But look, before we get
over here, Bob, you got one more smart ass comment coming through the screen.
Nah, because he locked in. You see him? Cliff?
Yeah, he with it.
Yeah,
he with it. That's what. But that's what he's here for.
Right, we got you, Wojciechowski.
That's what he's here for. Shoot, go.
So before y'all go, or before we leave this topic, are we approaching halftime show commercials at all?
So we'll broach that. Matter of fact, before, because I wasn't gonna talk about it, because that halftime show, bruh. I said it on my last show. I was just like, I don't know about that.
I fucked with it. I fucked with it.
Stop! Don't be like that.
I fucked with it. I messed with it. Excuse me. Are we cursing on your podcast, bro? Or
nah, we're a family show, bro. I messed with it. But you good. Just don't do it again. You straight. But Gucci, dog. So here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, Skip. I actually like The Weeknd. I got his music all up and through my iPod. Like, our love could be magic. Yeah. He got the joint that never was even really out there like that. He remade Michael Jackson's Dirty Diana and just named it Dee Dee. Bro, and it was fire. Dog, I like this man's music, bro. But last night, he's not a halftime performer though for me, bro. You need somebody with energy, bro. You need a Beyonce. You need
Jay-Z's fault.
Last night was Jay-Z's fault. How was last night Jay-Z's fault, bro?
I thought that was a part of the Change the Thing initiative, that they was gonna oversee the halftime entertainment and shit.
Yo, if that's the thing, bro, Jay-Z needs his New York fitted bopped off the top of his head.
To me, that's why Jasmine Sullivan and her that's probably, gave them leverage
to give them a little, yeah.
But I think the weekend performance had a lot to do with all of the, initiatives going. Like they wasn't about to add a Red Hot Chili Peppers or
right, or the Who again,
21 Pilots or nothing like that.
Yeah, but nah, they could have did without that last night. Real talk, bro. Like Jasmine Sullivan could have.
Show,
huh?
Well, it has to kind of be virtual. That's the new thing, even though they had 20,000 people out there, whatever. But if you're looking for a virtual show, one man,
yes, sir.
Right? Not no bells and whistles, not no feature acts, not no, this person come out for this. No, one man. Mm-hmm. All of his breath, pause. That's all of his breath. Went through the hits that I knew. Mm-hmm. I know. The thing is with me, there's mad weekend songs that I don't know that the stands really, really know. And I was afraid he would do those. But he did the ones that I knew. I was vibing. I flashed back to a couple, good situations,
Yeah, it really seemed like it was a mixed bag, though, man. A lot of folks on social media they were beefing back and forth. Well, I liked it. Well, I didn't. Well, I can. Yeah. But now we'll see what they have next year. So as we continue and move forward, go ahead.
Huh?
Let little Addie speak. Let
me get in. Rob, you got one more time. You got one more time. Y'all can hear me suplex him now. But either way, so now I'm gonna say when it comes down to it, the weekend music is more so built for back alley chilling and shooting dice and jazz, alley type store, whatever, that type of stuff. So okay. I mean, whenever you take somebody like him and you take a club singer or somebody with more of a smooth type vibe or whatever, I would say a lot of people who listen to him is probably smoking and drinking and chilling or whatever. When you take that on a major thing like a stadium, I mean, kind of like how you were saying, Bomb, it's a little different because they're looking from the perspective of, all right, we have to now more than ever cater to the audience outside. There's not all these people in the stadium that are just focusing on that. Now we have to find somebody who is not going to need all of these extra things. Yeah, he had a lot of extras out there and the dancing and all that stuff looked good together, but he is like his own artist. And I feel like, he has a kind of fan base that you can kind of bring people in that's a different demographic that might not be watching the Super Bowl. Now they're in because they're watching this. But if you think about it, kind of like how you were saying, like what other artists could they have had that we haven't really seen already that would have brought a different energy? So, I mean, people saying his music isn't made for that. Anybody's music is technically made for it. It's just that, like, are you into it or are you not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. And either way, it seemed like some people enjoyed it, some didn't. So
Are you smiling, man?
let's go ahead and jump back into sports real quick. There was some good basketball going on tonight. You know what I'm saying? The newly, freshly minted #1 women's basketball team in the country, University of South Carolina women Gamecocks. They took on the #2 team, UConn women. Last year was the first time that the SC women actually beat them in Columbia. They beat them, went up to UConn this year, and lost in an overtime thriller, man, 63-59. Did either one of you guys catch any of that game tonight, man? I know the Carolina King didn't. Bomb trading.
I caught the tail end of it.
Okay.
And little white girl, man, she looked like anybody that would be in a damn HOA, running around the HOA dribbling the basketball. Harmful as a damn housefly.
Listen.
And she went out there and killed.
You say harmful as a housefly.
Listen, that's how. If you look at her, bro, she looks like nothing and nobody, bro. But Paige,
she might be on like American Pie sequel as one of the quirky little female love interests or something like.
Yeah, but the UConn freshman Paige Buckers, man, she went off, bro. The game itself wasn't a high scoring game. Both teams averaged over 80 points a game. But as I mentioned, the final score was only 63-59 in overtime, man. They finished the regulation. And she was hot, bro. You can tell, like, and I know I'm going to always go back to the greatest man, Kobe, shout out RIP. But just the effects that him and his image has had on women's game has changed it for me, man. But even, like, you see the players, the women's basketball now, and that's what I want to talk with you about, Carolina King. The game now is much different, man. The level of just tenacity that these young girls are playing with, man, is different, and it is not fair. I mentioned in last week.
You think it's a new pride they had in it?
It's got to be, bro. It definitely is. I mentioned in the last show that USC had 9 former 5-star prospects, 6 McDonald's All-American. Well, I went and looked. UConn had 11 former 5-stars and included 7 McDonald's All-Americans on their squad too. So you got 2 of the storybook programs in women's college basketball, and just the amount of basketball that these girls are playing, and just not just the girls, but the players, period. You got cats who play travel ball year round now, man. They eat, they sleep, they drink, they dream basketball, bro. And it's evident in the quality of the game that's coming out here. So shout out to UConn, you know what I'm saying? They literally the polls just came out today, and UConn was #2. South Carolina rose from 2 to 1, and it's likely they're going to drop down. Go ahead, what you're saying on it, High Star?
Salute to Don Staley for just for being having enough fortitude to go toe to toe with somebody like Gino. Mm-hmm. Not when it comes to just the hardwood and playing the game and in between the whistles. But when it comes to that recruiting, when it comes to putting first of all, she put the program where she put it at and catapulted it. Mm-hmm. But then now you got to make those visits into those high schoolers' homes, make those phone calls and stuff. And Gino's name holds a lot more weight, of course, than Dawn does. Let's be real. You know, Dawn has the resume. Let's not. I don't want to get nothing. I don't want to get nothing misconstrued about that. You know what I mean?
But it's not. I get what you're saying. It's not the same. I saw somebody on Facebook says that Gino had been coaching longer than they had been alive. Now, you know, I'm old. I ain't got that problem. But if you think about it, he's got 20 plus years in the game, man. And not just casually in it. There's years that they go without losing the game, bruh.
So to come in and do what Don's done, it's tremendous. Akin to like what Steph did when LeBron was making his run. It's like, I know they saying that you Jordan, or you're gonna do this, but I'm gonna come in and take it. And Dawn came through, and you know what I mean? Because think about Notre Dame, when we talk about women's basketball, Notre Dame was up there as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Perhaps your Dukes of the world or your UNCs, but
And
South
Stanford,
Carolina,
yep.
Dawn came through and said, "Nah, we got something to say." Like,
when they first hit the scene, it was like, okay, cool. They got Don Staley, similar to how the Gamecock men were when Frank Thomas first came to town. They were relevant. They made the Final Four that one year, and then all of a sudden they kind of fell back. That's what I was looking for out of the women's team, to see if they would have that prolonged and longevity of this level of success. And again, tonight they had their chances, even though they were technically in a hostile environment. It's not the normal fans that UConn women's basketball would have, but they were still family members and there were fans in the building. But the Gamecocks went only 18 for 45 on layups, including 3 misses in a row in the final seconds of regulation. So for them to have that level of talent, and as we mentioned, that's been sustained, and to have that number 1 ranking, they had a chance tonight, man. Aaliyah Boston, I said it before, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to keep saying it. She's a monster, y'all.
Shorty with the hair, with the colorful hair?
Yeah, their big center in the middle, man. She is a monster. She's out there pulling up from 3. She bricked it, but she had the confidence to take it. She had 2 of the 3 offensive rebounds in regulation with that chance to win, man. But like you said, that freshman, man, that little young girl, she different, man. Also leading the Gamecocks, junior forward Victoria Saxon missed a putback, and Boston couldn't score on, as I mentioned, the 2 attempts on the offensive rebounds. They didn't have a single fast break point after Don Staley specifically talked about getting easy baskets and transitions heading into the contest. So it's like, man, they had a chance, man. They really, really had a chance. They're going to kick themselves for this, but they need to go ahead and shake it off, get their mind ready for conference play, go ahead and run through the SEC. And I think even despite the loss tonight, because it's a number 2 team who will likely next week be the new number 1, I could see South Carolina dropping all the way down to 3rd, but it'd be interesting to see if they're still able to hold on to one of the number 1 seeds for the tournament. So as we get ready, we're still talking about basketball. We're going to switch gears a little bit and head over to the pro game. And man, look here. The Charlotte Hornets say they trying to play basketball. We're talking about basketball.
Trying to do a little something.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They got the game tonight, man. They kind of put it on the Houston Rockets a little bit, man. Final score 119-94. Charlotte is 1 game away from 500. Let me find out Buzz City trying to make some noise. I can definitely see with the new formatted playoffs this year, I can definitely see them boys picking up a 9 seed, 10 seed, playing their way in, maybe getting hot. Mr. Mellow Ball start playing like he playing. And, I really think he's who we thought his brother was going to be, man. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Who, me?
Yeah, either one of y'all.
Well, I'll tell you like this, man. I mean, it's been a long time since I heard anything relevant coming out of the Charlotte Hornets, just to be real. I mean, it is good, the ball boy doing this thing, just like how you said, coming from Laker Nation. We had high hopes for his brother. They didn't really work out. So it's good to see him doing this thing. I guess being overseas and all that served him well and everything. So, I would definitely say you coming up under Jordan as, the owner of the team, and you're building your own legacy now, and you're starting somewhere where it hasn't been a whole lot of recent success. I think that's going to serve them well. Now, as far as how well they're going to do playoff-wise and everything like that, for me, it's still kind of early, man, because they're playing a Rockets team that is kind of still going through a transition, lost their most important player and all this other stuff, man. So, I mean, I don't want to sound like the guy who's like not giving them a shot, but it's like whatever to me, man. But I am excited to see how Melo is making his moves.
Yeah, so and I agree. Melo. It is real weird to call him Melo, but that's what seemed to be sticking.
That sounds weird to me.
But man. One of the things that I noticed, I heard a lot of people coming in saying how he was gonna need to change his 3-point shot. He got because I don't know if you ever seen his shot, bro, but it's a little fugly. It is. It's like, right? Yeah. But right now, he in this game tonight, he made a career high 7 3-pointers. Most of them way beyond the arc. Like he was slinging the thing, man.
1 7-pointer is a damn.
Listen, he got 1 7-pointer. That boy nasty. He got 3 of them things. But he had 7 3-pointers. He finished with 24 points, 10 assists, and 3 rebounds short of the triple double Monday night, or as the Hornets defeated the shorthanded Rockets. He for the season, well, not for the season, excuse me, in his last 6 games is 21 for 40 from the 3-point line, man. Miles Bridges had another strong outing, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Gordon Hayward, White Lightning up there. He got almost 20 and 19 in the game. The Hornets actually opened the fourth quarter with a 19-1 run, blowing open the game because it was kind of tight. But like I said, they took our fourth quarters like, yo, man, we finna go ahead out and through here, man. We got to get back down to downtown, do what we got to do out here. So they had a good game, man. Victor Oladipo had 21 points to lead the Rockets, who shot 2 for 19 from the field and scored just 7 points in the fourth quarter, man. But going back to Melo Ball's shot, man. His release point is like right at his chest, above his shoulder, and not like above his shoulders, bro. It almost looks like he's kind of shot putting the ball, but guess what? As I mentioned, he's slinging it right now, man. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with what they got going on right now. So yeah, Rome, tell them what you think about the game, man. What's your feedback?
Well, I think with LaMelo's energy, this is how I think about it. They're, what do they call that? The front court versus small niggas?
Yeah.
It's a front court. I'm sorry with the N-bomb. I'm sorry.
You good?
Devontae and Terry, with all respectfully, Devontae and Terry are tier 2 talents in a small market. Mm-hmm. So they felt themselves. They've been smelling themselves before anything came to test their tier 2 talent, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. With LaMelo's clear potential that everybody sees and his energy that he brings, it disrupts that a little bit. However, and then also toward the end, at the end of the game, when Malik was doing his interview, he made mention to the energy that LaMelo brings to the locker room or whatever like that. Okay. So today, I think this game has been in the making for a minute. With Devontae Graham being out and injured, the spotlight has been getting bigger for Melo, and he's been getting more touches. So, yeah, he's coming into his own. Like I said, this type of game has been in the making for him for a while now. It's good that he's got the rookie record, and he's starting to get some milestones under his belt. But the one thing about him when I see him is fearless. He plays fearlessly.
Yeah, and that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays like he don't really realize that he in the NBA right now. He just looking to kick some butt. You know what I mean?
Now, would you say that time that he spent overseas when he was just like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and holler at this college game, bro. Let me take my talents across this water. Do you think that time helped him or hurt him? Or what's your point on that? What you think?
It helped. It helps you create a routine. It helps you create a process. Then it helps you to create a network of like peers that are not college players. So your Luka Doncic's of the world. There was another French player, somebody that played with Andrew Bogut that he was playing against tonight. You know what I'm saying? So there's a bunch of different benefits that come in where you just hooping for a living as a young nigga instead of balancing that with school workload and worried about macroeconomics or something or metaphysics. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Stuff
right.
that you're going to be a professional basketball player. So your 10,000 hours needs to be invested in that. So I think it helped him.
And I mean, also, I think if you think about it, they were overseas, man. A lot of places they were, and it wasn't like real lavish surroundings as far as like overall, man. They were just balling. And him being young, having to play with grown men who were trying to prove a point against him versus kind of going to college where he could have been protected a little bit. I think that toughened him up and really made him realize, like, no, you're not going the college route. You are already a professional player. So to work to the highest level, you're going to have to grind. You know, I think he did that. But let me ask y'all, what do y'all think his ceiling is? Y'all think he could lead a team, like championship status at some point? Or is he going to be just like a really good role player? Is he going to be top dog on a team at some point?
I would never be blasphemous at this point and say Charlotte is going to win a title. But I'm also not going to be equally blasphemous and not say that them boys got a high ceiling right now, man. Because as Rome mentioned, Devontae Graham didn't play tonight. The second straight game that he missed with that groin injury. But them boys balling, man. They're closing out games and they're being competitive early and then kicking it up a notch. In the 10 games this season where they've had the lead in the fourth quarter, they are 10-0. So they got that clutch gene, man. They got that I won't say clutch. They got that finish strong gene. You know what I'm saying? And say again.
I'll say this: MJ, he's cultivated young talent to where they're gonna become young veterans in the next 1 or 2 years, and all they're missing is a young leader that's going to spark the squad. And I think that MJ is excited about that. I believe. And they're going to continue to build around. Because you think about some of the pieces they got. They got PJ Washington, Malik Monk. They've got, what's your boy's name? Miles Bridges.
Yep. And I low-key like Miles, bro. He a dog. Miles a dog, bro. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, man. Next up for the Hornets are the Memphis Grizzlies on Wednesday night. So we're going to see what they got going on and where they're able to move forward from there. But it ought to be a good game. Fellas, I appreciate y'all coming out and rocking with the boy tonight, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate it. So you mentioned Carolina King. You mentioned some other stuff that you got in the works, man. How let the people tell them what you got going on, man?
I'm just working on some things right now. We're kind of behind the scenes, developing clothing line, a few other things, working on some music. So right now, this 2021 is just about applying a lot of things we picked up from grad school and just kind of sharing the knowledge and everything with the people, bringing some sports things right now, just doing a lot of research and behind the scenes work right now. So hopefully within the next few months, we'll be unveiling some cool stuff, man. It'll be based in new directions, and we're taking media and some new interactive things, man. It's a lot going on right now, man. But just right now, we're just enjoying, I guess, family and all that type of stuff and preparing to move forward in the next few months, man, with the sports channel. We've already kind of got that going, Hulk 721 Sports on YouTube. So we'll be doing some more videos as we get into further with the Panthers all season. The Lyrical Lakers will be picking up. Right now, we're actually in the season with that. So looking forward to move forward with those. And even on the social media sites, check me out on Instagram and everything as well, Facebook.
Give him your tag on IG, bro.
Oh, well, so we have a few of them, Hulk 721 Sports. You can also follow me on frozenpoet_thecoldest.com if you don't know, musician, sing, rap, do poetry, all that type of stuff, man. So y'all can check me out and we can talk about whatever.
Family. DJ High Star, tell them what you got going on. Tell them where they can find you on your socials, bro.
At DJ High Star, at High Star Bars on Twitter, IG. Find me on Clubhouse as well. Doing my DJ thing. The DJ thing's starting to turn back up a little bit as we opening up outside. Outside of that, though, I've been immersed in the financial game and stuff like that. So if you see any short form content from me online, be on the lookout for some of that pertaining to financial stuff, but also a couple other podcasts and stuff to look out for me on the X Blackley podcast and also the Bud Brothers podcast.
Shout out. Yeah. Well, once again, hit us up on the emails, cliff@carolinasportstalk.net. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Check us out next week. Next episode, we're going to have the interview with Coach Murray Garvin of the South Carolina State men's basketball team. We'll do a little bit more review of your favorite Carolina sports. Again, if you think there's a sport that we need to cover, if it's your high school track team, it's your high school wrestler, if it's your local HBCU, if it's your local JUCO, holla at us, cliff@carolinasportstalk.net. We appreciate you, and we out.